The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Goes to The Transcontinental by Glen.
Hey, what's up, Internet? Paparazzo Dave Chapman here. I'm at Falcon in Calgary, Alberta, and last night here at the convention, they gave out the Canadian Game Design Award. This is an award given out yearly at Falcon to the best unpublished prototype game, selected from games from across the country. There were 4 finalists this year from 3 different provinces, and I had the opportunity to sit down with Glen and take a look at his now award-winning prototype for the Transcontinental. Yeah, tell us about it.
All right, so this is the Transcontinental. It is a worker placement game themed around the development of the Canadian Transcontinental Railway. So, as a worker placement game, it consists of placing workers along a central track here. And then each round the train is going to move down the track. The players are going to take turns in order of the workers on the track here and do different actions based on where they are on the track. There's an element of developing an economy in the game. You're activating cards along the side of the track and gaining ownership over them, which you will then be able to use to develop more resources to take further down the track. At the end of each time the train gets down to this end of the track, there's an opportunity to bid resources simultaneously and secretly in order to advance the railway further down the track, gain victory point scoring tiles, and open up more worker placement slots as we go along. There's also a pick up and deliver element of the game. We are sharing one train here where we load resources and unload resources to the developments we want to build, and there's opportunity to mess with your opponent's resources, unloading them in places that may not be ideal for them, but where they can usually respond to the situation. And the last element of the game that I think is really cool is that there's a number of ally cards in the game, and these are historical figures from Canadian history, and they are cards that you can use to take additional unique actions in addition to activating each the cards on the side of the track. And you can also, when you complete developments, you can retire these characters for bonus victory points. So there's a lot of variation and replayability, both in the terms of the ally cards that come out, and as well these cards along the track are sort of random, somewhat seeded, but mostly random in their order.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So, tell me, what drew you to this theme?
So this actually started with the mechanic before the theme.
Okay.
Although the mechanic was very different from what it is now, I had this game that was based around these dice sliding back and forth down a central track. And another one of the local designers, Paul Saxberg, I was playing with him, and he said, this should be a Canadian railway game, because it's one track, and it's like that is the story of the Transcontinental Railway, and something that's unique about the Canadian story is it wasn't so much about this big network, it was a story about one long rail track.
Yeah.
And so I started working with that as a theme, and the mechanics totally changed. The dice are long gone. But that Canadian history is definitely a theme that is close to my heart, and so once I started working with that, it was something I was really excited to dive into and immerse myself in.
That's great. So we've got a Canadian theme, and it's the Canadian Game Design Awards, what you picked up last night. What does it mean to you and your game to pick up an award like that, and what does it mean to the community to even have this kind of an award?
Well, first of all, it's like as a designer, so often you're working with a your local community of designers and playtesting with them a lot, and you don't really have a sense of how the game is going to resonate, or if it's going to resonate with people beyond that. And so the fact that the CGDA has these groups of judges who they send out the games to, and you're getting all of this feedback, win or lose, I think. Like the amount of feedback that you get through this process is just invaluable. But then also to win the award is just such a validation that all of this work that has gone into it, that other people are seeing in it what I'm trying to put in it. And I think in a larger sense, like for the community, within our local game design community, there's such a sense of satisfaction for all of us whenever somebody wins an award or gets a game published, and we all feel like this has been such a group effort to bring these things, to produce these things and bring them out to the world, and that just wouldn't happen without, for awards. That's something that we can do before getting published, before the game is really at that point where it's ready to show to publishers, or where it's just starting to get to that point.
Right, and which is where you are now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for showing me this. Congratulations again. And have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I want to thank Falcon for this great event, as well as for putting on this amazing award and giving back to the community in that way. Thank you to all of the judges around the country who contributed to voting for the winner, all of the designers who submitted their games. Thank you to Glen, the winner, for sitting down with me. As always, though, thank you to The Watch for having me out to do these videos. Thank you to the 427s for the great music you hear in this video. Until next time, good gaming and goodbye.